Foundations of this nearly century-old building. They are ready for football indeed in Chicago as their guys get set to do battle with the New York Jets. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9?
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. On first down, it's Fields. Open man, it's Preston Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Off play action, Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Fields throw caught by Bird here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Well, I mean to jump in on you, partner, but they didn't waste any time getting downfield, did they? Man, that's a big play there.
3 plays, 3 successful plays in plus territory. Now this defense on its heels a bit.
It seems like they had something targeted there, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we've got a matchup we like coming right out of the gate. Let's go ahead and get right to it.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 15.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive.
A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Here's 2nd and a yard.
Now the first carry. Contact. And he goes out. Explosive run on that inside.
But also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taken charge at the contact. They actually utilize the next 2 to 3 seconds to continue to move people.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here's Wilson. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year. And I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
Flush to his right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, this defense for the Bears, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you feel like you can. And when you look at this team, you definitely think that it is, because anytime you can tell your offense, just get us a couple of touchdowns, we got this thing locked down, that's when you know you're playing well.
And once again, he's going to be stopped up behind the line. 2nd straight play. Shades of the 85 Bear defense a little bit. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Throwing is Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And this one is right through. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Now a first down throw, Fields. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training.
They've got his man complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's a big play that time by the Jets.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Alan Lazard, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. On play action, Fields. He's going to air one out. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off around the 41. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They'll run for it with Cook. Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Leads to 2nd and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Cook. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. 6 yards in the wrong direction that time. Not only that, but it brings up 4th. And his kick is indeed good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. 5-3, their record at the halfway point, and you have to imagine that there are folks saying, hey, if we do that again in the second half, we're 10-6 and we're a playoff team.
I do think, though, that they have a couple things working against them, and number one, the schedule, that's going to toughen up a bit because they've got some division games down the stretch, and those are always difficult. Number two, you know they've got to stay healthy. That's the key to getting to the playoffs and winning in the playoffs. But they've got a shot at it. This is a good football team. We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. And he finds Montgomery complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Fields going to get this to Montgomery. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A gain of 8 there on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Desmond King picks it. And now off to the races down the right side. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown.
Coaches preach all the time about opportunities and taking advantage of them, and he did exactly that. I used to have a coach told us all the time, a lost opportunity is never regained. Well, no regrets here. He picked that one off and took it to the house.
Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick 6 just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
That's going to be caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
And instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Wilson's throw going to be caught by Davis.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Cook following the penalty. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Play action. Now Wilson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
That's to Davis. He's got it. Touchdown, New York. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
Extra point splits the uprights, and a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time, fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Now Fields.
And this is caught by Williams. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big connection on that one. 32 yards. He's got a man here. It's Montgomery. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
This has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against him a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
This is caught, and they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. This is first and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll run for it with Montgomery, and he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. David Montgomery, touchdown number 15 of the year.
And the Bears get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead now down to 20. Now after the touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
He finds his target, Ebron. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jalen Johnson.
And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
So the first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
Caught by Montgomery. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17.
So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice win for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock.
And he'll have a Jets first down as the tackle made at about the 38.
So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half.
This taken in at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
First and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. He'll dump this off to Cook. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. That catch good for only a couple.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
They go play action now. Wilson. And bringing it in, it's Davis. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again here, Wilson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Jets. Eric Ebron. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Jets take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 24. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Throwing again on 2nd down. Fields.
And this will be caught by Mooney.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Fields. That's complete to Mooney.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Fields on first down.
And now here's another interception. Marcus May with a pick.
And the Jets are going to take over here up near the 40.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked up by Steven Nelson.
And the Bears are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here's Fields.
Zach Ertz has it complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Off play action, Fields.
Flushed out right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
From the 39, Fields. That's caught by Montgomery. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 29-yard line.
To throw is Fields. That is caught. It's Williams. And down inside the 15 he goes.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football right now. I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you.
Yeah, he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Jarnell Mooney, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bears are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. Now the Bears keeping the offense on the field and going for two. They'll try and throw for it. And he'll find his way in for two. And we're back to a two-score game. The lead's cut to 16. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Desmond King now to return it. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. 51 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
First down, Jets.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. Big yardage that time for the Jets. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are right back in this football game. And now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, a 2-score contest and still time left here in the fourth.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no. But the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air. Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
To throw again on 2nd down. Fields escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he gets it up to the 46. On 1st down, it's Fields.
over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Again, Fields.
That'll be caught downfield by Bird. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield.
2nd and 10. Here's Fields.
Ertz has it left side. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 11. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17.
57 yards rushing for him now to this point.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They go play action with Wilson. Ebron caught left side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a big play that time by the Jets.
Even with the big lead here in the 4th, it still bombs away. And frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
Now a leaping catch. He's got it. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get them inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home.
Flush to his right. He's going to let it fly. And now here's another interception.
Picked off by Ashton Davis.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Cook. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. They sure went against conventional wisdom, calling a pass on 3rd and inches.
Had to be thinking to themselves, the defense is going to overcommit against the run. Should be an easy pitch and catch. Didn't turn out that way.
Here's the Jets punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Now a first down throw, Fields.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. To try again after the sack.
Fields sends it to the sideline, and Mooney makes a catch.
And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
Now it's Fields.
And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On 4th down, Fields.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 45. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 45. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this two-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and they were really helped by their defense forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Jets, they inch closer to respectability now at 3-6 on the year. And they'll be back home next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for Chicago, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions.
shall come forth as pure gold. Have you been tried in the fire? Have you been tried in the fire? Well, tell me, did you come through as pure gold?
You kick it like the benefactor's benefactor. Well, truthfully, we know you never been a factor. Well, honestly, the truth is that you've been an actor. And now your actions got them boys about to mass up. Lectures from the devil got you piping hot. This up and you get screwed and chopped, no Michael Watts. When I was 10, I knew I should have been on Rap a Lot. Think like Jay Prince and I do more than just rap a lot. I went and got my digits up. Your favorite, bruh. You don't want no trouble, cuz. The 25th, I got a meeting with the governor. That's real rap a lot, no cap a lot. I used to from Farron down to Camelot. I used to whip up in my granny's pot. She asked my friends, was I? They said, nope, he not. The line to a praying woman. The truth's a heavy burden and it's weighing on me. Red Dog is called.